This is Lindsay with WSMDomains.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use domain name forwarding and email forwarding. So let's take a look at domain forwarding first. The first time I set up a domain forward, I do need to do it individually for each domain name, but after I have my forwards set, I can update them in bulk. So let's just take a look at one of them. Let's look at demodns.com. So I'm going to click on domain forwarding from the right. So you can see I do already have a forwarding entry set up in here. It's enabled, which is important if you want it to work, and I have masked. Masked means my domain is going to forward to this destination address in a hidden frame. It also means I can set up a title, a description, and keywords to help this show up in search engines. If I want to forward my domain directly to the destination address, I'll just uncheck it. This is also referred to as 301 redirect. We're going to keep masking on. So I already have it set, so let's just go ahead and change it to something else. We'll make it go to our status page. And I'm going to update my title. And I'm going to hit save. And now it's done. So let's take a look at it. This is going to update demodns.com and www.demodns.com. So we'll just open up a new tab and we'll take a look. And there we go. We're looking at our status page. You can see I've got my title set up in here. Alright, so I had mentioned that the first time you set it up, you have to do it individually. But if I already have forwarding set up for a few domains, I can update them in bulk. All my bulk functions are over here on the left. So I'll click on domain forwarding. And let's say I want to update all. I'll just select all and continue. So I'm viewing the entry that was set up for the first one. Let's change it to something else. I want it on, so I'll click continue. It set both of them, and now it's done. Pretty easy. It's also worth noting, when you order a domain name, the right name servers, A records, and MX records are set so that you can set up a domain forward, an email forwarding service, and there's no extra tasks needed once you're done. So now let's take a look at email forwarding. I already have email forwarding enabled for demodns.com, but just so you can see what it looks like to order and how easy it is, we'll go ahead and order it for demo-DNS. So I'm going to click Add Email Forwarding. Now it's going to prorate it to match my domain expiry date. So I don't have too much time left on my domain before I have to renew it, so it's going to prorate it. It'll order it for 0.2 years, which will cost me a whole $1. When it's time to renew my domain, it will automatically add it to the cart for another year, which would cost $5. It's basically $5 per term. And if I'm ordering a new domain, I can order it there as well. I already have a credit card on file. If I wanted to use a different card, I could just click on New. And then I could put in my info. I could also save it, but we'll use the one on file. So I always have to agree to terms and conditions and click Buy Now. And there we go. Now I have my receipt. And let's go back to the Manage tab. And now it's ready to set up. So I have 10 email forwards available. Email forwarding is really handy. I don't necessarily want to deal with having a lot of mailboxes, but if I want an email address at my domain, I can create that and simply forward it to an email address I already have. So let's say I want Lindsay at demo-dns.com, and I'm going to forward it to our support address. And then I click Save. And there we go. That's going to be working in less than an hour. I've got 9 more slots available. Let's add demo. And we'll also forward that to domain support at WSMDomains.com. Click Save. Alright, so now I've got 2 set up. Actually, it's letting me know that it's pending. So sometimes it takes a moment, not very long. Another nice thing about email forwarding service, let's say I am making a purchase online and I've given my email address to many websites. I happen to like buying stuff online, which means I get a lot of spam. Something you could do is you could create an email address for specific sites. So let's say I want to buy something on Overstock. I don't want to give them my email address, but I do need to be able to receive order confirmations from them. I could create an email for Overstock. Now when I'm shopping at Overstock, I'll give them Overstock at demo-dns.com. They can send me stuff. If it gets overrun with spam, you know, I don't think they would sell my email address, but you never know. I could simply delete it and then set up a new one and update my email address at Overstock to the new one I made. It's pretty handy. I like it. It's pretty cheap. It's also nice because let's say I am thinking about starting a new business. I don't really know what I want to do for hosting yet, but I do want to work on creating an online presence and identity. I don't actually have to have a web hosting service to have an email address at my domain name. I can just set up an email forward. By the time I do have my site set up, I already have email addresses to use. So anyway, I hope you have enjoyed a little demo about using domain forwarding and email forwarding. Of course, if you have any questions, please call us or send us an email, 1-800-455-1795, or domain support at WSMDomains.com. Thanks, check back soon for even more videos about options in our control panel.